Hello, Radio Soul. I'm so happy to connect with you again and really excited to bring this pick a card reading to you. Now, this one we're going to be focusing on what have you learned, and what have you learned, and you've learned the lesson. Now what? So this is letting me know that there's been a big shift in the collective. If you're drawn to this reading, you've been learning something, or you're coming out of a learning phase or a karmic phase or a phase where you've had to apply some knowledge in your life. Perhaps you even felt held back, because sometimes when we feel held back, we're actually in the middle of some kind of learning lesson, completing some kind of learning lesson. And so the message from Spirit and the Oversoul, Spirit to me is God, consciousness, God, is now what? Now what's coming in? Now that you've learned the lesson. And I'm hearing that the lesson won't be repeated. So let's see if that's for all soul stories. Let's look at the soul stories, connect in with the energy of the soul stories. And I'm also going to do an alignment and attunement meditation. And you're more than welcome to stay with me for that. As always, timestamps are in the description box as ways to connect with me. Oh, I also want to really thank each and every one of you. I've got some wonderful gifts, appreciation gifts, such heartfelt, inspiring comments from you, messages about your path, how the readings are resonating, what you're doing in your life. It's very inspiring. I mean, this group, this community, this soul collective, you are very gifted, very talented, intuitive, psychic, aware. I mean, it's just really inspiring for me to read the comments. So thank you, those of you that take the time to do that. And if you do, I really appreciate it. Love you so much. And even if you don't, I really appreciate you and love you so much. All right, let's get to the soul story. So this is soul story number 1. And I was totally guided. I don't know how many cards. There's different cards. I just really connected in. Soul story number 2. Soul story number 3. And I usually pick more than one soul story if you have a lot going on. And you can always stop the video or screenshot soul story number 4 to give you a better look at the cards. I also suggest that you, if you really resonate with the reading or parts of the reading, is to screenshot it and use it to vision with along with the affirmation. All right, soul story number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Okay, I'm going to tune in, do the alignment and attunement meditation, and then I'll get to the individual soul stories. Lots of love and light, and I'll see you in the readings. Allow yourself to connect in. Connect into the third eye chakra, that sixth chakra, the place of inner vision. Breathe into the sixth chakra. Feel an opening there as you're opening to your own light, illuminating the vision within this reading for your path. As you connect in, relax the body and open to receive the messages that your higher self has guided you to. Take your time and slow your breath down. Focus on that sixth chakra, third eye vision, the psychic vision, and feel an opening there, like on a mental image screen. You're seeing what's completed, what's opening, where you're going, and what you're meant to create or co-create. You're going to receive the insight and information that is important and life-enhancing for your path now. Relax into the in-breath, and as you breathe out, feel yourself very relaxed, yet very aware and attuned. Bring your awareness now into that space in between your in-breath and out-breath, and center there. Connecting into the heart chakra, feel an attuning to your heart. As you connect in through the heart chakra, feel your energy extending and expanding through the higher self as you connect into the higher vibrational frequency of you, connecting into the higher vibrational frequency of you. You're now attuned to your soul's signature frequency, aligning to your soul design, aligning to the soul matrix of you. Relaxing into that connection deep within to manifest the soul's vision into physical reality for more soul expression and soul experience. Hello, Radiant Soul. If you were drawn to Soul Story number 1, this is your reading. These are your messages. Okay, let's connect in. So first off, you've got Dream. Let's connect in with that energy. I'm going to lay the cards out first. So the first one we've got is Co-Create. I'm drawn to the cheetah there and the owl and an egg. Connecting into that energy. Oh, that came out, the star. Let's see. And we've got Flexible. Chaos and Conflict. I have no idea what cards. I totally tuned in and just doing it a little bit differently and not for you. The story begins. It's opening. The revealing is happening. Let's see what is Higher Power and Milk and Honey. Okay. Wow. All right. Before I even get the tarot out, I'm getting that you're probably having to make some decisions, or you're going to. You're co-creating your life from a whole new level. And perhaps you've had to learn somehow to, let's get this pyrite here. You're kissing the pyrite, not for you. So maybe pyrite is about abundance and prosperity, financial abundance, prosperity, but also fool's gold. So I'm getting that you are realizing now, boy, you really called this big one in Soul Story number 1. Big changes. No, you know why? You have come to understand what's right for you. I feel like you've either made some decisions, whether very consciously, cognitively, or subconsciously. You're being drawn in a new direction. I feel like you probably had to go through a lot. So one of your lessons has been to follow through, follow up and follow through, and understand what isn't right for you or no longer right for you, what isn't for you, what's done, what's complete, or even if it might be something that, here's an example. I was talking to a friend of mine this morning on my hike and tuning in for Patreon, for my sharings for Patreon. And she was saying how she's traveling a lot. Her cat had died a few months ago, and she's not getting another cat. I don't know if ever, but for a long while, because it freed her up. So that's not for her right now. She loves animal beings. She loved her cat. But she's understanding that right now, for what she's doing, isn't right for her. So I feel like you've had to kind of give up some things that you thought were right for you, or maybe that other people are doing, other, goals. And so the learning lesson for you is to really focus on what's right for you. And to connect into your higher self, your higher power, to connect into the frequency of the higher self. So your ego has had to learn, like, I have a dream, I have a vision, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to go, this is my goals, this is what I want to create. but other things have got in the way, and it could have caused inner conflict. It could have caused conflict with other people. You've been bumping up against your past to some degree. What your past ideas, your past goals, some of you even past limitations. I feel like you're going to be much less limited. You're going to be more flexible because you're aligning to the timeline that's right for you right now. There's been, for you, definitely some timeline movement, timeline collapse, where certain things are just not going to happen. Sometimes we have to just let go of something because there's another dream, the soul dream. There's something else that wants to come through us. So for you, there could have been some disappointment along the way. I feel you're way out of that. I really get with you. You've learned a lesson. I'm looking at some of the other readings. I'm going to say, okay, I don't know until I get into the readings, individual soul stories, if people learned the lesson. But you've either learned it or you're learning it. And now you're co-creating with the divine. You're co-creating with your higher self. Your little self is really starting to adjust and adapt to be more receptive to the higher self, which means that there's less ego pull of, I thought this was going to happen. Drinking my tea, which tastes kind of funny. Ginger tea. Jasmine tea. So yeah, the dream is changing to some degree. You could be dreaming again. You're following the soul dream. And this is also not even so much about making something happen. This is about moving out of struggle and strife and moving into more of the creative flow with your higher self, with spirit, with your spirit team, with the universe. Really being in the creative flow with the universe. And that, of course, is the Queen of Wands. And of course, I'm going to get the cards out more, but of course, Ace of Swords has a lot to do with decisions. And I'm going to say, whenever you're watching this reading, expect big changes in the winter months. Decisions, maybe even a new direction, a new pathway. But whatever it is, you're having to calculate it in your mind. You're really having to figure it out, but not just by your ego. You're figuring it out by your intuition. And there we go, 8 of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, a lot of work. And the Star. So you've learned to really follow your own star. I'm going to put it right there by the carnelian. You're big into the crystals too, because the carnelian, which is about success, anything that has to do with passion and purpose. And I'm getting for you, this is about a lot of career success, but also career in relationship, and also success into working through some issues or problems within yourself, or maybe problems in your life, and maybe understanding what held you back before, what held you back from your abundance. I'm also getting with this collective here, that you're about to enter a very fruitful time, but it's taking work. But I find you're finding meaningful work. You're finding purpose in your work. You're finding meaning and purpose in your life at this time. You're finding a meaning and purpose, and you're understanding why you're having to go through what you're having to go through. So clearly there's something that you are creating and manifesting, something that you're working on, that for many of you is going to bring some kind of validation or acclaim, very possibly a wish fulfillment in the dream. An aspect of your dream is about to manifest. That's the biggie. An aspect of your dream is about to manifest, is about to come into manifested form. Yeah, you're about to manifest something. Some of you, this is a project that you're co-creating, and it's saying, yes, you're going to have to be a bit flexible with people, perhaps compromise, listen to what they need and want. There could be a compromise on the timeline, the deadlines, something like that. You're moving into a much more creative phase, whether this is creating an aspect or a part of your life. Okay, I don't know. Let's see if we're going to take those two. Okay, let's see. What does it say? find ways back in, slow down, restore, and make way for a clearer understanding, release guilt and worry. Distractions can lead you to clarity. Yeah, because that's that Ace of Swords. So you might think something is a distraction, but it's actually bringing you more clarity. You might think you're procrastinating, but your higher self is actually stopping you or blocking you, which is you. The non-ego part of you could be blocking or stopping, say, oh no, we don't need to go there, or we already did that. Creative judgment, never feeling good enough for its progress. No one starts out complete. We all need to warm up before we take the stage. Well, that's the Queen of Wands, and that's the Star card. So you're going to move into a phase, and I feel like you've been learning this. It's like, let me just do it, Queen of Wands style, to build as a Queen of Pentacles. So you could have a little bit of a perfectionist, energy, or you're waiting for the right time, and it's saying now. Let yourself fumble and fall. Let yourself play more in your creativity. Kind of warm up to yourself. Warm up to your passage that you're in, the part of your path that you're in. So a lot of it, the lesson that you're learning really is, I'm getting a fierce honesty with yourself, and to be able to move past distractions and other people's information, or well-meaning or not, or what you're seeing, to be able to find your rhythm, your flow, your own rainbow. This is you, your own light. How does your light land on the earth? What truly brings you nourishment? And then you're offering that to others. So this learning lesson has been a lot about aligning to the higher power, to the higher self, to the infinite consciousness, the creative consciousness of the universe, of the all that is. Finding your stream, your way, whether that stream is in social media, whether it's with other people, whether it's just your own vibe and flow in your life, and really working on it, sticking to something that you believe in. Queen of Wands is a lot also about faith and trust in oneself, trust in one's ability, the willingness to try, to just do it. And then to build this world, this dream that you're building into reality. So there's a lot of healing here, a lot of healing energy, but not necessarily in a heavy way. It's a healing that releases the ability for you to not overjudge yourself and to be more in your particular creative flow, the authenticity of your creative flow. Okay, I wanted only 3 cards. And 3 came out. So the snake transformation. Now, snake is also thinking about yourself, what you need, and then ship, the moving forward. Yeah, and we've got the tree. So the tree has a lot to do with stability, abundance, and growth, the milk and honey. Now, you might have perceived that there were people in your life that maybe were not so helpful, or maybe were a little... I know in these cards, it's like the snake can have a negative expectation, or a connotation rather, but I really feel this snake energy similar to on the Queen of Pentacles here, the antlers, because snakes pick up on vibration. That's how they know when you're coming. It's not so much their sense of smell, it's the vibration. This is why when you're in an area, this is one of my shamanic teachers taught me this, when you're in an area of a lot of snakes, which one time I was, and it was sunset and they were coming out, you could hear the rattlers. My bright idea to hike at that time. But I remembered something that one of my shamanic teachers had taught me, was to walk uneven, like boom, 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 boom. And there was about 6 of us, maybe 8, and we did this walk. I suggested it, and I said, let's kind of sing to it too, hum, boom, 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 boom. So we did this odd walk to one, vibrate in unison to let the snakes know we were coming, because one of the people in the front of the hike and walk had almost stepped on a snake, right? It was to the side of a rock, and he fell back, and somebody had to catch him, and you heard the rattler come. And it was funny because some of my shamanic students were there, and they're like, we're feeling, Michelle will save us. And I'm like, hey, listen, let's not let's not go that far. I like snake medicine from a distance or when it's in the cards. But anyway, I digress. But anyway, so that has something to do with you, is your own rhythm. The snake sheds its skin in its own time, in its own season. And then you've got pomegranate here, which pomegranate has a lot to do with fertility, right? Possibilities and reaching for those possibilities. So you've learned you've learned to know when procrastination, or you're going to learn this lesson, when procrastination really isn't procrastination, it's coming from your higher self, spirit, God, your spirit team. Like, wait, not yet. Don't rush in. Or when is it really from you and you have to address something? Eight of Pentacles. You have to process or work in something. So this is big lesson stuff, because I feel like you're somehow meant to come out more publicly, or you're going to be drawing attention to yourself. Some of you, it's writing. I'm not going to get into all that. You know what you're working on. But this is a confirmation that you had to pass through this portal, this time zone of learning and learning this lesson. For some of you, it could be a Saturn learning lesson. And, to follow your truth and be of your integrity, but also be flexible with timing and people and how things unfold. Let's see, how things unfold. What other message do we want to get? I want to get a couple more cards. Let's see, let's put this here. Yeah, look at this. I really see this very similar to the rainbow. You're looking at the light. It's about your own light, your own uniqueness. Whatever is unique to you, that's what you need to be focused on, expressing from, capitalizing on, monetizing. And that's going to help you release any inner conflict. And the chaos is creative energy. So if you're flexible with the timing of the universe and how things are unfolding for you, if you can move into that zone of trusting the timing of things, I really feel that's something that you've been learning, is to be flexible on the timing. Carnelian. You might want to get a carnelian. Now this is agate, but pyrite and carnelian energy could really be amazing for you, these two together. Because clearly there's something, look at all that, this healing that's taken place, this initiation, this activation, this initiation you're going through, this activation is bringing a lot of growth and stability. This is also moving forward. If you've had any, ailments or anything, milk and honey is a lot to do also with healing of the physical body. So is the tree, stamina, growth, root. You're having a good foundation, but now you really have to lighten up with your work, whether it's inner work or external work or projects or something, you're co-create, whatever the work is for you. There is this diligence. This is saying, as you keep this balance that you've attained, a lot opens up for you. There's a lot opening up for you. So Spirit wants you to know that you've learned. Now what? You've learned the lesson. Now what? Create, play, join with others. I just heard draw. Yeah, new perception. You're more flexible. I think with the Virgo, you might have been less flexible. You might have been a bit more planned and trying to be strategic and do it right. And not to say that what you were wanting to do was wrong, but it's not sustainable. You have to be more flexible. So I'm getting like there's going to be flexibility, even in your routine, flexibility in what you're doing. Let's get a little tarot, shall we? What you're doing in your life. This is the time to be flexible in your approach. For some of you, this is even working on your flexibility, on the body. Flexibility to how your path unfolds, and also how you, I just heard monetize, how you receive your money or your income. Something's changing within that. Look, we've got the Four of Wands. I just heard Nick or Nikki. If that's a Nick, Nikki. Four of Wands. Let's move this here. I just heard Tree of Life. What to do with creating, manifesting. And looking at wisdom too. This isn't an apple, it's a pomegranate, but this whole idea of, I just heard being at the right place at the right time. Yeah, if you're overscheduled, you will miss some opportunities. There's going to be some spontaneous opportunities coming up for you. Okay, need we say more? Look at this. Knight of Wands, Queen of Pentacles again. Yeah, if you do not work with, there's been some disappointments, but you're moving into this phase of clearly building back up, and also the inner work. You're starting to see a payoff of your inner work, of what you're doing. And so you've had a shift in perception. That's the Ace of Swords, and that's the perception there. And this, oh my God, and look what you got again. So this is seeing the value in your work, whatever you're working on, your due diligence. You're seeing the value. In other words, you're not seeing it, and I'm going to show you this. Oh my God, look at this. And then you got the star again. Okay, so you've got the star twice. So this is clearly about, some of you, it's creating, it's gradual. You're learning how to stick with something. You're learning how to follow it through. You're learning how not to get stuck in, a preconceived notion or particular expectations. You're letting go of expectations, but you have new expectations in a more flexible way. So this is success working with groups, in projects. This is success in anything that you are focused on in your life, and even working with others. There's a highlighting of co-creation. I don't feel this just as you and your higher self, or you and God, or you and the universe, or the all that is. I feel like this is also opening. Do you have a new perception of how to work? Perhaps being open more to connecting with others and collaborating, co-creating. Sharing your work with the world, but sharing your work with others. I would also say, if you're doing anything or have any idea about working within social media or any kind of platform where you're reaching a particular group or groups, I would definitely do that. I feel like whatever this perception change is that's happening, it's come from a lot of inner work and focus, and maybe, the hard knocks of life. Some of you, it's come from this amazing aha or insight, and you're going to be getting more ideas, more downloads, more great ideas to follow through on. You're going to be seeing, look, I have a lot to share, and I want to maximize what I'm doing. Some of you, this is going to bring you into a new area, new people, new lands, that you can greatly prosper. So part of what you're learning is how to prosper on the physical plane. How do we prosper on the earth plane? How do we stick to it? How do we go for our goals but yet be flexible? And again, understanding what's not for you. So to be able to name and claim it. This isn't mine. This is not what I'm going for. Or this is what I'm going for. This is my direction. This is what I need. This is what I want. So you're getting into a very, not rigid, but a very definite or defining aspect where you're going to be very focused. In fact, there's a lot of third eye focus. You're very focused, but what's leaving you is the rigidity. And any conflict or chaos, if the less rigid you can be, the more flexible you can be, the better it's going to be for you. Okay, let's get a message through the Astro Dice. Oh, 7th house, partnerships. Of course. North Node. Can you see that? North Node in Aquarius. So working with groups, Aquarius, the star energy in the 7th house. So this again is working in partnerships, the right person coming in, the right partner coming in, the right partnerships. This is co-creating, not just with God or the universe or your higher self, however you want to term that. You know, this is, oh, okay, I'm getting that there's a lot of support for you now, a lot of abundance as you join with others. Join with others. You're going to get a new person. And it's not like you're not working by yourself also. You have meaningful work. A lot of you are going to be working a lot with your computer, a lot online. There could be deadlines. There could be, requests, of your services. That this is shared, meaningful connections and contacts that are bringing you a lot of abundance and a lot of wellness, goodness, wellness, fulfillment. All right, so light, let me know how this resonates for you. Lots of love and light. Hello, Radiant Soul. Welcome to your reading. And this is soul story number 2. If you were drawn to this, I have a feeling you're going to be drawn to more than one soul story. I can feel it. I can feel a lot of growth and expansion with you. I'm also just noticing this periwinkle color is also here with building blocks. So that's telling me I'm getting the strong message from Spirit that this ties in with this. And I just noticed that. And that's the only block of that color. Aha, power. You've been learning a lot about power, true power, empowerment, your power. I just heard the power of the world, the power of the universe. Where does power actually come from? You're creating these blocks. Each of these is a different skill, part of your skill set. These are different skills. This is what you've learned. And this is within you. It's behind you. So this is telling me that you've already learned this. It's within you now. It's within your auric field. You've got a 28 here for 10. This is a lot about manifesting on the earth plane. Really focused on the material plane, okay? Materialization of the spirit and matter. So this is a lot about creating, building a new future, building a solid present and presence. You're being raised up. I don't know if I want to say a leg up, or you're getting some kind of momentum, but you're also connected to your power, where you're kind of looking and seeing, okay, I'm here. I feel it. I've grown. I've reached this level. Now what? Now what do I want to do? Now what's the better move? Or should I just stay here and meditate? Or should I dance here? Or what should I do? Should I call a friend and hang out? Or, or should I go to the cafe? So yeah, this is pretty amazing. I love that synchronicity. I love that confirmation for you. And the blue, there's a lot of self-confidence. That's been part of your learning lesson, is confidence in your own power and path, your power from your higher self, your spiritual connection, new life. And again, this blue, sky blue, the blue here. Okay, let's look, stretching into a new world, a new path. Oh, look at, I said new path, fork in the road. I knew it. And I said a leg up. Okay. Wow. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. This has perhaps not been a easy learning lesson. You might have had to relearn some lessons. You might have to loop around a bit. You've got the Hierophant here. I'm going to put that under here. We're going to do a different layout as I'm tuning in. The Wheel of Fortune, taking a risk. Your risk is listening to your higher self, again, with the Hierophant. Listening to your higher self. Now, listening to Spirit, the world. Oh, you've got all major arcana. Strength and Emperor. Whoa. New job, new business, fork in the road, new way of living. If you look at it, 10th house, it could be destiny. It could be also career. You've created something amazing, or you're about to, because you're really learning about power, that true power comes from source. That's the Hierophant. True power comes from source. And you've been taking the steps. Look at that, steps and building blocks. So again, I feel like a lot of this energy, this reading has a lot to do with Saturn. So building blocks, consistency, to build something that's very solid. And so you're going to be moving into a time of reassessing and going, okay, now where do I want to go? What do I want to do? However, no, I'm getting the mess. That's true. That the message is you're going to get a boost, a leg up. Not just a glow up, blow up. I feel that like inner strength, power. You know, you've had to fund a lot of inner strength. Wow, okay, Taurus here, right? Both of these, Taurus, Scorpio, access, Leo, Aquarius, access, Leo, Aries. You're learning how to manage power, wield power, use power, feel powerful, understanding that your true power, it's beyond money for you, although this tells me with the Emperor, you know, as an ending card, as you're listening more to your higher self, your soul, the learning lesson for you has really been to listen and to follow through. And to some degree, not only not get distracted, but realize, okay, I could have great downloads or a great idea, but I'm on the earth plane. I gotta build something. I gotta use the blocks of what I've learned or what's gone before me. You're building a new life. And you have the steps to freedom. I heard the steps to freedom, the steps to success. Some of you could be writing 10 steps to success, 7 steps. I don't know. I do get that you're doing something big in the world. And if you're going, oh, no, I'm not. Okay, then your world is changing, that it's going to be made in your design. You're stepping more into your life. You're becoming the authority of your life. You're recognizing you're the expert of your life, not from the ego, but from the higher self. So true power comes from our spiritual connection, our higher self. It's not from our ego, what our ego can, or our wounding, or, you know, manipulating for something. So you have the power now to create the life that you want. And you are drawing in a fork in the road, a turning point, where, wow, you're clearly going to be also leaving something. I just heard it could be someone. You're leaving something behind, something that's no longer serving you. And you're doing this with a quiet strength and conviction. So for you, you know, this is going to be a very powerful time for you. Yeah, you're moving into, you're having a new vision. Okay, let's see what this was. Ooh, Capricorn achievement. I knew it. Look at that, Emperor. And a new vision. Your vision is either becoming a reality. Next 6 to 7 months are very profitable for you and very timely. Tenth house, Capricorn, achievement. You got the steps. You've learned the steps of how to create, how to manifest, how to achieve, how to consciously use power and what power really is. What is power or empowerment, whatever you want to use. But true power, being able to tap into God energy, God consciousness, the universe, to tap into the mainframe of the world, right? Infinite creative intelligence, to tap into source energies. You could be a diviner, tarot reader, occultist, a channeler, a psychic medium. You're using your soul gifts and talents to create the change that you need and you want. And also a lot of you are helping change. You're helping people, you're changing the world. You're helping people make the changes they need to make to live a better life or bigger life, or how to empower. There's another thing about empowering people. Wow. This is a very powerful reading. Yeah, leg up. You're getting a leg up. Some of you help others too, because you've helped others in the past, or you're helping others now. That help is coming back to you. And you are owed something. There's some things that you've done. There's some decisions you had to make in the past. You know, maybe to, I don't know if you held yourself back or you had to hold back. You know, there's some level of uncertainty that I feel that you've overcome. And so tapping into your power doesn't mean that you don't feel uncertain or feel fear, but it just means that you have the strength or the tools, you have the building blocks to move forward. Okay, this is the only card I'm getting from this deck, which is about fear. What are you so afraid of? Unpack it for a moment, set it free, or use it. Yeah, use your fear. I have a whole recording on this, an MP3 on my website. You can get on iTunes, etc. But it's called Transforming Fear into Creativity. That's really what we do. We don't ever get rid of fear. I mean, that's the byproduct of being human. We're wired for that. But use it. So this is somehow feel the fear and you do it anyway. Use your fear to transform yourself or others, or to go into those places to look around, and see what's there. What is there really to fear? So I feel like you're replacing fear with power, empowerment. Fear can be very powerful. Like, okay, I feel fearful, but I'm still going to do it. I'm still making headway. I'm still creating. I'm still here on the planet. I'm still powerful. And there could be a little bit of fear of this new life, this fork in the road that you either already foresee or that's coming up. Like, in Spirit is saying you don't have anything to fear, on making a decision. You are going to make the right decision because you're very aligned. You're leading with the Hierophant here. You're very aligned. And so the active part, the masculine, right, the electrical part is coming from spirit, is coming from source. All those steps are from insight or understanding, so the building block. This is very crucial for you right here, because your new life is being built on a better foundation, a firm foundation, a more even fun or joyful foundation. There's a lot of dedication and purpose that I'm getting from you also, which that is pretty amazing. The dedication, the purpose that's coming through. The wisdom that's coming through. So a lot of strength and determination. It's like aligning the lower will power to the higher power, the higher will. So that's also the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is specifically a learning lesson. So you could be working shamanically, you could be working other dimensionally, have a mentor or guide, whether on this earth plane, this dimension, or other. Yeah, look at that, right under the Hierophant. I don't know why I took two more. King of Pentacles. Six of Cups. This is a manifestation of something that you have wanted to do in your past. And it is coming through. There's, two pathways, but you have the peace. So meditation can be very helpful for you at this time. That can help you through the change, the transition, because a lot is changed internally within you, but also externally. So there's going to be changes in your outer world because of what you've been learning. I heard what you've been learning and what you've been going through. So you're manifesting more from the higher self now. You're connecting into the soul and manifesting from that. Whatever the wisdom, whatever the messages you're getting, you're starting to manifest. And there's also a phase of renewal that's coming in for you. And this renewal, because I think you're also, part of your power is taking care of the vulnerable parts of you, or the wounded parts of you, without the judgment. You're not seeing yourself as powerless, anymore. And you're understanding, look, I'm going to make the decision intuitively Yeah, just as I said that, the moon. The book. And also, you've got the tree. And I'm going to take one more because I feel the writer, I feel you have a lot to say and a lot to share. And your story needs to be told. Your path, your story. You need to share more of yourself. And I feel like this power has to do with the confidence to do that. Soul story number 1 had the tree. That might be something for you. And look at that. We've got love coming in, our heart. This is heartfelt connections, but this is also really, even though you have all this power, and this is about a leg up and new life and power and strength and emperor, you're very connected to that inner child, to the vulnerable, soft part of you, the uncertain part of you. And there's a lot of love there because you're following your intuition with this moon, following the cycles with the wheel, the world, the moon. And again, what you've learned, you're becoming more authentic. You're becoming more of an open book. It's about sharing your path more, your story or stories, whatever, writing it down, journaling, automatic writing, really good for you. You're also going to be communicating a lot with people from other cultures or working more internationally, maybe even traveling, maybe even moving internationally. Your life is, now what? Your life is opening up. You've learned the lesson about your true power or empowerment. And some of you had this lesson, or you had this understanding of your gifts early on in your life, but life took a different turn, and sometimes we have to focus on other things, and we forget what we know, or it doesn't become as real. What we know doesn't become as real, and so it's almost like a forgetting, but it's there in us. And look at this, the vision manifesting. Sun has to do with manifesting, but the vision is coming from your higher source, the higher divine aspect of you. Not that ego visioning isn't bad or ego desires, but the higher self will always take into account what's life enhancing or fun or fulfilling for the ego. So this is all about achievement. This is about a new direction. Now this can happen in multiple ways. Trust your own inner knowing, your own inner guidance as to what it is. A new job, a new career, a new relationship, a move, an international move, getting married with the Hierophant, living someplace else, selling something, buying something. This is big. This is the now what for you is the blocks that you have, the little building blocks, the steps that you've created, the little nice plateau where you're chilling, doing your stuff, is the springboard for that which you don't yet see. Someone that really honors you, respects you, giving you a leg up or saying, hey, use this person or go here, buy this, or this could also be whatever it is, something's falling into place for you, falling into a line because you have new life, fork in the road, and you have change. So this is change that has been dreamt of, hoped for, planned for. But I'm also hearing to say there is some unexpected change that is in alignment to your vision, is in alignment to your achievement, what you want to achieve. It may come in a different way, Spirit is saying. But you're right at the point to pivot. Please let me know in the comments how this manifests, because I feel like there's some great job offer or something that comes out of the blue, or offer to go somewhere, live somewhere, or do something differently, or let's get married, let's elope, let's move in together, let's create this business together, this project. So there's a lot of also connection and collaboration here. All right, how to align more fully to this energy for soul story number 2. Aha, second house. Taurus, which is, can you see that? I cannot get the right angle. Taurus, second house. Hierophant, moon in Aquarius. Yeah, I would say if you've kind of felt a resonance to soul story number 1, maybe take a peek. Moon in Aquarius in the second house. Yeah, working with others, your achievement, helping others, helping humanity, your intuitive work, psychic work, working with the clairs, right? Clairaudient, clairsentient, clairvoyant, etc., etc. And anything that's close to your heart. For some of you, it's working with women, a collective of women. Some of you, it's working with the moon cycles or astrology. but it's work that's fulfilling and close to your heart. You've got Neptune, perception here. So you're about to get more fulfilling work that you really love, and it's based on your talents, your abilities, your soul gifts, your resources. You're about to get more resources. King of Pentacles, sitting pretty. So you're also about to accrue more financially. This now what is your power, your empowerment, your power to create this new life based on more abundance, more expression, creative expression, passion, fulfillment, is creating the changes that you want. And you're also, part of your power is you feel more centered in yourself, connected to your own inner authority. You are valuing yourself more. So there are big changes coming up for you, powerful changes, but these changes are in alignment to your soul frequency, attuned to the soul frequency. And you've been creating the building blocks for this leg up, this new direction coming in. You have for sure the inner foundation, and also I would say many of you the outer foundation to sustain the changes that are coming. So this is not like something that throws you off. Oh my God, now my life is in a shambles. No, these are change because Spirit's been working with you, your higher self's been working with you to create the foundation. So when these changes come up, it's seamless. It's two of swords, right? You're relaxed here. There's no worry. You have fear, of course, that's the human part, but the thing is you have the foundation to make the changes to achieve what it is that you need and want to. All right, Soul Light, your Soul Insights mantra is, I'm in alignment to my soul, attuned to my heart, making the changes I really want to. Yeah. It's all about change. You've got to change. If you've been praying for change, wanting change, it's happening. Love and light. Hey, Soul Light. Hi. This is your reading. Okay, I just heard you have what it takes. You know, I had to click the record button 2 times on your reading. So there's something you might be redoing or rehashing, coming back to. I feel like for a lot of you, the law of return, the universal law of return, which is very powerful, is returning something or someone back to you. And I'm almost with this message in a bottle. Look at this. I feel this stork is looking back, right? Looking down, looking back. So you're going one way, but you're also looking back for some reason. 15-6, it could be because you have a lot of responsibilities, but something is lightening up for you. But you're having to recheck things. Is this certain? Is this really happening? Is this the time now? There's a reevaluation for you in your life, okay? And anything that has to do with emotional fulfillment or looking at what lightens something up or brings more clarity is going to be very helpful or positive. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you're looking back to the past. You've got mending and then regeneration. You're looking back to move forward. So there's something you're having to complete. And so I'm hearing the lesson for you is to understand. It's a deep knowing and understand in the native tradition, to stand under, to really see it. You know, it's hard for us sometimes to understand other people. So you're forgiving yourself. The forgiving that you're doing is allowing you to move forward. Forgiving yourself, forgiving other people, forgiving life, forgiving God, okay, you know, I'm seeing it differently. Even though I don't like it, or I'm hurt, or this cost me a lot of time, I'm moving on from this. And this is your path to destiny. Look at that, the fates. 17-8, the star energy. This is a very fated time for you, and then you have soulmates. So I just heard, how can I be happy with others if I'm not happy with myself? How can I be happy with others if I can't negotiate the differences? If I can't forgive, basically. So your soul is wanting to expand in the area of relationships and more people in your life. And I feel like you're going from this barren time But there's a lot of interesting energy in this time. Maybe you haven't been, you've been more to yourself, or not a lot of friends or family. 4610, you've had to go it on your own. But this is like also snake medicine. There's been this amazing transformation. So out of all that's broken down in your life, all the destruction, the disappointment, the betrayal, the transmuting of energy to transform, to till the soil, or things just burning down, you having burnout, I can't do it, I can't go on, trials, tribulations, testing, learning lessons, all of that is funding new growth. And this is drawing in fated relationships for you. Now, part of these fated relationships, definitely they're soulmate. These are kinship. These are relationships that are much more aligned to your soul. They are not only more aligned to your soul, but they have a specific meaning. Now, that doesn't mean that some of the other relationships you had didn't. I feel like you're coming out of a lot of learning lesson relationships. And now these are some deep connections and friendships for you, or collegial, collaborative relationships, or just friends, as I like to say, kindred spirits, kindred souls. But you're going to be, okay, you got happiness. This has been something that you have wanted. And you're kind of realizing happiness is it's not one color, it's not one shade. It's profound, because certain things make you happy or happier than other things. And sometimes happiness is an experience, or something about a person, or something, circumstance, or you get a job or a career change or position, or you get a great grade on a test. You find out you're clear from something, more money in your bank account. It's a lot of different things at different times, and sometimes it's more than one thing. So there's many layers to happiness. So I feel like you're expanding, but what you've learned is to expand your vocabulary around happiness and the expectations also of happiness. So this has a lot to do with people being able to make you happy, or you having happy interchange with them, even if sometimes they make you sad. Even if sometimes you don't understand them, or they want to do something different. So what you've learned is a different focus of happiness, and you're going to be really looking back on your life to see, I just heard, where did I go wrong? Where did they go wrong? Where did I go wrong? There's all this reevaluation, but you're coming out of it going, you know what? It was part of my life. It was part of my past. It was part of my path. This is part of my past. This is what I experienced. It's not who I am. And so the fates, past, present, future, the Norns, the Nordic tradition, the Norns, you're being guided in a new direction, and to let go of certain people, relationships, situations, to some degree expectations, to move on, to attract. Some of you have amazing soulmate. Oh yeah, look at this death card. I love this. And wasn't I saying the past? You've got the Six of Cups. Yeah, there's been a lot about disappointment, emotional disappointment, distrust, disappointment in what didn't happen in your life, or took too long, or didn't fully happen, or just didn't happen. And apparently life is like that. We don't always get exactly what we want. So out of this and this looking back, because Six of Cups is very much about looking back, memories. Some of you, literally, this is dogs or pets, or someone's dog is on the other side, or your dog, or about to be, or you grew up with a dog. But this is also about growing up with a friend, and you being that friend to yourself. And you had this friendship with yourself. Now, some of you might have said, well, I let go of that connection to myself, to my dreams, my goals. I had to let go of that. It's also saying return to what makes you most happiest. Yeah, look at that. So there's a lot of feeling. Queen of Cups here. Chariot and Eight of Wands. Overcoming miscommunication. So there's going to be in Chariot. So death, rebirth. Got that Scorpionic energy there, and then we have Cancerian energy, the victory. So movement, now this could even be moving in with someone, getting married and moving in, or just moving in, some kind of level of commitment. This is a successful conclusion. This is more success in your life and movement in your goals, overcoming misunderstandings or what's held you back. And you're moving forward, with a lot of clarity. This is about a lot more clarity coming in for you. Message here from Phenocite. You might want to get it Phenocite. Now this is also for you a lot about connecting in psychically, spiritually. Really, there could be some dreams, very prophetic dreams. I'm looking at this like third eye chakra, that sixth chakra, third eye vision, seeing clearly, divination. Some of you also spending time perhaps in nature and getting some clarity, a retreat, working shamanically or working with a mentor or a teacher, healing hands, Reiki. So there's a lot about transmutation of energy and transformation through energetic work, through healing work. You're getting your true gift. Whatever is coming in is going to make you very happy, and you've had to learn to be happy. You've had to learn to be happy despite disappointments. This has not been an easy patch. Like moving forward despite disappointment, or being hurt within a particular relationship, or I just heard they don't see me, they don't get me. Yeah, South Node. You're redoing the past. You're looking at the past. Now, I can't ignore this. Some of you, there is a relationship from the past that reignites, renews, regenerates, and it brings a lot of happiness. Yeah, you're moving forward. Career moves forward in a way that makes you happy. You're just going to be, wow, all these cards wanting to come out. You're just going to be a lot happier. So I feel you've learned that happiness doesn't just happen. We kind of have to make ourselves happy, or we have a different outlook or perception, or we make our own happiness, or, happiness can be fleeting. There's a lot of different ways to look at happiness, because the opposite of happiness is sadness. Love has no opposite. Joy has no opposite. But so you're kind of seeing, what made me happy in the past. There's a lot that's coming in your life that's going to make you happy. And some of it is perhaps, how you're living, where you're living, the small thing. This is really about the little things. And really mending that relationship. We've got 6th house of sustainability, Virgo energy here. Cancer, Pisces here, Scorpio here. So you could have Scorpio placements. That's the regeneration. You've come through a period where you're regenerating on a deep level, a very psychological level, an emotional level. Yeah, and this is bringing you into a new world. You're getting the invitation into the new world. It's your own new world. So there could be something with health also. I get a clean bill of health. Something shifts health-wise, so you're feeling better about your health. Yeah, you've got a clean bill of health. There's a clean clean bill of health. That's what I'm hearing. Clean bill. The message is clear. Wasn't there something about message? Yeah, message in a bottle. Okay, you're going to be very happy. There's happiness coming about the health, or something that you've been progression, something that you've been working on. It could be body healing, body image, your concept of yourself. You're starting to get happier with yourself, with your self-image, and you've got strength. Right under the 5 of Cups and Knight of Swords. Oh, I get this. So you're being moved, even if 3 of Pentacles, you don't want to. Spirit's moving you. The Spirit is moving you. Ace of Cups, and look what we have here. 3 of Cups, a celebration. Someone's getting married, or you could be attending a wedding. But this is also about, again, kindred spirits, soulmate connections. You could meet someone at a gathering, a wedding, or something, kind of a group focus. Someone or something is coming in. Could be a Leo, could be a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Or you meet somebody through your activities, your day-to-day activities. I just heard at the golf course, or somebody golfs. Yeah, so there's new people coming in. If this is something you need, this is a relationship that gets better and brings more happiness, you get on the same page. For some of you, this is definitely a marriage or meeting around that. Some of you, this is also fulfilling work that makes you happy. You're just going to be happier. You're kind of coming over some moods. There's a Leonian energy also very strong around you. So your self-expression, your art, your creativity helps you through these moods. Helps you through the depression. Now, I'm not talking clinical. I'm just talking, we get in these funks or moods, or there's stagnation. But you're in a phase of regenerating, so there's new life coming in. So you've grown a lot. You've had to learn to keep on keeping on despite disappointment or things not going your way in life, and just things being very difficult. And some of it has been in relationships, really let down in relationship, and in a particular relationship. And there's been some hardship around that, kind of emotional hardship, hard to get going, hard to feel, like I want to live life. It's been hard. Yeah, see, look at this, hopelessness, creative hopelessness, that emotional spectrum in creativity. Find support and encouragement, but also investigate this. Are you focused on the right thing or doing what you think you should be doing? That's a great message for you. Sometimes in my darkest hour, I have come up with the most amazing creativity or messaging or, poetry or something, or painting or something that I've created or I've written. And so I feel like that's what you're learning, is like what remains, that there's happiness after sadness, after disappointment, after life is not what you want it to be, or it's too difficult, it's too hard. After that, something shifts, Now, it might take months, it might take years. This could be a very long cycle for you. But you've learned the lesson of it, and you've learned that this is about the earth. It's your fate. It's your dharma. It's what you're here to learn. It's the ego. It's the avatar you meant to experience, and how can I tap back in to my soul to regenerate through healing work, through Reiki, through friends, family, support, soulmates, through my spiritual practice. How can I tap back in? Because when you tap back in to you, to the truth of you, the disappointment lessens, and then eventually it's gone. The disappointment is gone. You move past the disappointment. All right, so this is to some degree about moving past the disappointment, using the disappointment to create with. What did you learn? That life goes on. That's the fate, past, present, future. The fate, life keeps going on. There's death, rebirth, death. There's regeneration. There's loss and gain. And there's a cycle of life. And so you're opening up to the invitation of life. You're opening up more to the light. So you're going to feel a lot more fulfilled. There's a lot more love coming into your life. You're feeling more love for yourself. And there is, okay, so here we have the movement. Stork, there could be travel. There's, again, movement, travel. This is it. So a lot of you are traveling. Let's put that there. Here. So a lot of you are traveling. Let's put this, look at that again. You might want to screenshot that. A little screen grabby there. You're getting out of hopelessness. You're regenerating your life after hopelessness. And here's the whip. See, something's coming in to whip you into shape. I don't know if that's a message, if that's just your higher self, if that's Mars energy kicking in, if that's You have goals, you feel the time. You're moving forward on projects. You're moving over on connection. You're moving over in a way that, okay, I want that abundance. I'm going for it. That's it. I'm still here. Let me go. And this is creating new beginnings. The child. Now, if you are of that age and stage and you want the time in your life, there could be a pregnancy here, or child, or working with children, or teaching children. I'm getting a lot with children. Children could be a dream or a goal, or you're reconnecting with childhood friends, childhood memories. Oh, I always love to do this. I want to do this. I'm getting a lot of different reading. I'm just going to say a couple of things. Definitely soulmate connection. A present relationship gets better and better, or more, even more heart connected, heartfelt. But a lot of you are meeting someone also. And it could be someone at a distance or long distance. It's a lot with long distance communication, whether phone or texting. I definitely see a trip overseas. You're becoming more international, so you could be working internationally or selling your goods or services internationally. You're also going to be looking at I'm getting also very entrepreneurial energy. You're moving forward on some of these projects or plans, goals that you've had, and putting a plan in place to do it, because it's coming from this motivation, this Mars energy motivation. Now I'm doing this reading. Mars in Gemini is conjuncting Jupiter, right? Jupiter and Gemini. So you could be getting affected with it, where it's like, I got to get this done. I want to get this done. It's like there's a snappiness to this part of your path that's coming in. What was it? Happiness. Yeah, because I feel like you're going for your happiness now. That's the now what? You're going for your happiness. Okay, let's look and see how you best can align to this energy. Go for the, oh yeah, look at that. Aries. There's the Mars. Aries. Let's see it. Aries and Neptune. Yeah. In the 5th house. Go for it. Now, this could be someone that's quite smitten with you, or attracted to you, or impassioned by you, or sexually attracted to you with love. But this is also, you're going for your happiness. You're moving forward. You're going for your dreams. You're manifesting. You're creating it. You're moving forward. You're clearing stuff out of the way. You're clearing miscommunication. You're mending relationships, mending fences. You're moving forward. You see what's happening? Yes, Mars energy is entering in your life. So whatever you've been focused on, you're about to be greatly inspired to move forward. That's the now what? Inspired to move forward. Your Soul Insights mantra is, I am aligned to my soul, attuned to my heart, inspired to move forward in my life. Despite any disappointment or hopelessness in the past, yes, let me know how it resonates. Lots of love and light to you. Hello, Radiant Soul Light. Great to connect with you for your reading. I've got to tell you, I'm so enjoying these readings. I don't know if you've watched or listened to any of the other ones, but I'm really enjoying these. It's interesting, the readings that I really get pushed into, nudged by Spirit, by God, by the guides, the oversouls when I'm working with them. Usually are the ones, I don't know, that just, there's this flow, this energy. That's what's happening for you. I feel like there's stuckness, stagnation is about to end. Let's see what we've got here. You've got joy. Yeah, joy, 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 joy. Let's see what we've got here. Soul story number 4. Serendipity. Ooh, luck. Let's get this out. Serendipity. Oh, I see what's happening. Imagine. Yeah, that's why I said stuck. Okay, I'm not going to say it till we get out. Blessed. Bless the lesson and move on. That's your, bless the lesson and move on. Understand what the lesson was. Everything, even what you don't like or was harmed, there's a lesson there, there's a gift, but it's also part of your soul path. And it doesn't mean that you necessarily did anything wrong, even if you've been caught in some kind of circle. Sometimes we do something wrong. Sometimes we're on a wrong path, or we make something more complicated than really what needs to be, or we don't move on when we need to, or we don't move forward when we need to, or don't stay put when we need to. However, saying that, on the earth plane, there are challenges, there are setbacks, there's ups and downs. That's part of the game. This is the game of contrast. This is the soul playground. There's learning lessons. There's great things, good things, bad things, life-enhancing things, non-life-enhancing things. There's distortion, there's distraction, there's focus. We play out and live out through polarity consciousness. Oh, look at this. Happy, happy. Your learning lesson is to let go of what was and what didn't happen or happened and move forward into the joy, because you're about to get gifts from the universe, gifts from others. This could be a wedding, a birthday gift, an anniversary. There's some formal something, commemoration, celebration, congratulations are in order. Something that you win or won. There's attention, there's validation. So you're about to connect with others that are giving you, and you're giving them. This is about reciprocity, moving into the law of reciprocity. Also the law of return. So some of the things you've dreamed about and you've you wanted to manifest are about to manifest. So we have the 9 of Cups, that abundance lifestyle, 9 of Pentacles, 2 9s, 9 9. 9 and 9 is 18, 18 9. So a lot of work on yourself, a lot of satisfying yourself, fulfilling yourself, maybe for some of you being on your own or alone, but you're moving into a time of increased joy, increased even happiness, increase in more fun, more fulfillment, more people around you, and 3 3, 2 3s, 3 and 3. So that's also 6, which is the vibration of balance, wholeness, love. 6 is about synergy, synchronicity. Yeah, and then the Knight of Wands. So that house, that relationship coming in, the movement. So you're about to move into a phase of much more excitement, much more happiness, much more joy in your life. You've got joy here and you've got happy, happy. This is from hard work and toil. So your learning lesson, though, is how do I let go and not think, oh my God, this could happen. This bad stuff could happen again. You got to count your blessings. You got to appreciate where you are, have gratitude, all of that. And imagine a bigger future, a bigger, better future, a bigger, better version of your life or vision. So this is imagining a new future. And some of you, this imagining or imagine is a lot about art. I'm getting a lot of art, creativity. You're very creative, self-expressive. That gives you a lot of joy. And it's living like that. Even if you don't perceive, oh, I'm not artistic, I'm not, not talented. Yeah, you are. How you live your life is your talent. How you create your life. So you're stepping into a new zone, a new comfort zone. You're going to be stretching a bit. Communication. We're going to take all of these because I really feel the messages for you are coming out visually. A lot of you are very visual, or you could be working visually, or visual artists. Libra, balance. I said balance before with that 6 energy. Entrance. Your gift of communication, of sharing, and this is even communicating with other people or communicating with the divine or being in divine alignment, is allowing you to enter into a new world, a new zone. Some of you that you're entering into a new zone, a new comfort zone, a new way of living, a new flow state for you. And this is entry into a world that you haven't been in before. I feel like with more influential people. Look at that, Mars and progressions, journey. Let us get the messages here. Second house, the money, hitting right on the mark. Wow, look at all these cards. And solar flares, activate and motion. So we've got solar flares and activate. So your journey is about to pick up. If you've been feeling, oh, things are a bit slow, they're a bit in Knight of Wands, wow. This is also, you're going to be much more in demand. You're going to have to set boundaries, is what I'm hearing. You've imagined this life of kind of, serendipity, synchronicity, luck, right place, right time, connecting with this person, that person, the right job, the right career step, just this flow state. Well, believe it or not, that's coming in for you. The only thing that can hold you back, soul story number 4, your soul story, the learning lesson of this soul story is you've got to let go of the disappointment. You've got to let go of what happened in the past and not expect, oh my God, I could go in a bad patch again. This is like the other shoe coming off. You have to start believing like, okay, that cycle is over. I'm entering a new cycle. Now, this doesn't mean there's not disappointment, but I mean, yes, we have little disappointments, little things that don't work out, but this is not the big disappointments, because you've ended a cycle. 4 of Wands. Someone's going to treat you to something. There's a wish fulfillment for, I don't know if it's your birthday, I don't know if it's your anniversary, or you get an anniversary present, a wedding present, or you go somewhere and you get a gift. This could be in a hotel too. The hotel gifts you with something. Oh, that's interesting. You get you get a gift basket, gift. Yeah, oh, there's a gift. So somebody's going to give you a really nice gift. I don't know what that is, but something you've wanted for a while or you've needed. You could have needed this. There's a need filled. I just heard your bank account. Things are improving. The need filled. Computer, phone, iPad, tablet, car. There's a need that's being filled that allows you to fulfill your soul contract for some of your soul path. Okay, I gotta put this on the top because this is a lot about connecting into your energy. I didn't mean to take this many cards, but that's the message. Yeah, the second house, look at that, 40. You're establishing yourself in a new area or a new arena. A lot of joy is coming to you in the way that you live and work, or in a particular relationship or many relationships. This is also about broadening your relationships. Some of you, this broadening is bringing you to new lands or a new area, a new city, a new state, a new country. You're broadening your reach, you're broadening your perception, your perspective, your outlook. This broadening or doing things differently. Somehow you're changing up the way you do things, and that is bringing you in a new area or new arena. Yeah, I want you to look at this too. Movement with the horse, your horsepower. So this is about being in tune with yourself, body, mind, spirit, in tune with your body, emotions, in tune with the energetics of you, spiritual attunement and alignment. With that here, spiritual attunement and alignment. Again, anything that helps drumming. Crystal healing bowls, right? I just heard Crystal Temple. Well, I have a CD. In an MP3, Crystal Temple of Healing. Maybe I should listen to that. Maybe you should listen to that or get that. Crystal Temple of Healing. There's sacred healing work with you, really connecting to the heart chakra. Like your power or empowerment, the horsepower is coming because you are attuned to your rhythm, your flow. You're really connecting into the right time for things. The right time to pitch something, the right time to launch something, the right time to renew something. Yeah, the right time to let something go. And it could be of a work nature. 8 of Pentacles. Hierophant. 9 of Wands. A lot of people getting the Star card. This is also using your intuition, maybe in your work more. Using your spirituality, your psychic ability in manifesting or whatever that you're doing. I think almost all the soul stories, maybe one, either they all got the Star or all of them except one. And what that's telling me and showing me, and the inner strength, the Hierophant, Taurus energy, Taurus, Aquarius, that beautiful square there. Squares bring movement. So you're going to be kind of pinched to do things, to move. I got to get this done, deadlines. I got to do this. I got to do that. I feel like doing this. I want to share this. I want to launch this. I want to get this out there. There's going to be time constraints, but you're hitting the mark. You're hitting the mark. Okay, now this is seems like it's from the outside, but it's some things that you've put in motion. All these cups are going to be getting filled. And some of the filling of the cups has to do with gain in resources. But some of these resources are people, support, opportunities, possibilities that become a full-fledged opportunity. It's money, it's gain and growth. It's building a momentum. You're building a new momentum. And this is going to make you very happy, you're going to be in your bliss zone. Now, a lot of you are working within the creator economy. You're working with the energies of the new emerging consciousness to build a new paradigm. So this is a lot of Aquarian energy, working with groups, activating within a particular group. You're part of the great gathering. You're coming together as a teacher, as a way shower, sharing your gifts, working on your talents, sharing your talents, your gifts, sharing of yourself, your opinion, your truth, not backing down. This is not getting into drama, trauma, but a little bit with that little square there can be, but if you channel the energy to move forward, it goes very well. So happiness, 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment, stars, wish fulfillment, but you've got happy. So out of these trial and tribulations and, ups and downs, you're learning to let go. I let go of the past. I let go of what happened to me. I'm not that story. I'm not where I came from. I'm not what happened to me, even though what happens to us, and I know some people get upset, but trust me, I've had a lot of trauma in my life, and I'm a therapist, and I was a teacher, so I get it. I'm not, and sometimes I don't want to say fully recover. We recover to a degree, but there are some wounding, some traumas that stay with us forever, but that doesn't mean we can't be happy or find joy in life. Doesn't mean we can't sit down and collapse or have a cry about something or say, my God, because I came from this, or my mom did this, or my dad did this, or my family did this, or because I had this happen to me, that this happened, or I had this illness. Even though the powerful tapping, even though this happened to me, I can still be happy. I can still have joy in my life. Even though I had this trauma, I can still have joy in my life. I can still go for it. Now, some people, that's part of their path to have more debilitation. That's clearly not you here. It's all creative and there is no judgment. But if you're drawn to this is not to say that what you had happen wasn't real, or didn't impact you. It may impact you the rest of your life. I have things that have happened to me that still impact me. That happened to me as a child. It just doesn't define me or wear me down. And I can sometimes say, oh my God, I'm thinking that way or reacting that way, or I'm hurt because of this, or I have this sensitivity. Believe me, by what happened to me, it made me very hyper-vigilant, but also hypersensitive and very psychic. It made my psychic gifts that I was born with become very, very strong, and my intuition, and opened me up to channel and opened me up to seek and explore and do yoga and meditation at 14 and read certain books. And that was part of my journey. And do I wish some things didn't happen? Sure. Yeah. It'd be great. It would have been easier. It would be easier now. But that doesn't define me, because I'm beyond that. I'm not just this human being. I'm not just this ego. I'm a soul. I'm an infinite aspect of God, the all that is, infinite source energies, creative energies. I'm much more than what's happened to me on this blip of time on earth. So however you contextualize this, that's up to you, but you're progressing on your journey and you're drawing in better relationships, happier relationships. Yeah, there's a lot of work, maybe work in relationship, work in partnership. You're creating something, you're completing something on a new level to work with humanity. What you're healing. So your inner compass is going to become very active. You may not understand everything, but you know that something is guiding you deep within. Let's see what card you got here. Creative procrastination. Find ways back in. Slow down. Here it is. My beautiful soul lights. Release guilt and worry. Distractions can lead to clarity. Yeah, less judgment. But guilt and worry about, oh my God, is this going to happen again? Oh my God, things are going great. Or it looks like things are picking up. I can feel a shift in the energy. I feel like things are getting better. Oh no, is it going to last? Or still replaying what's happened to you. Now, what you can do consciously is give yourself, whether it's daily or weekly or once a month, a time to revisit the past, to look back at your past of what happened and how far you came, or the trauma or the hurt or the disappointment. Look at it consciously and go, okay, that did happen and that makes my life harder, but I am moving forward. However, I am moving forward. It doesn't negate it. But that's what you're learning, and the lesson now what is to leave that, look back. It gave you some kind of strength. It gave you some kind of gift. It gave you some kind of soul gift. It gave you some grist. It gave you some kind of blessing. Somehow you survived something. You got the blessing. You're moving into easier time, more luck, more synchronicity, more alignment. And so looking back, you're looking at the lesson and how far you came or what you did. Now, a lot of you, this lesson has to do with you need to connect more with your soul gifts. You need to not overthink things and just do. You need to move into action. With a Mars, a lot in your head. So this is about getting out of your head, overthinking. Yeah, look at your uniqueness here. Look at this gesture. This is the consummate artist. You're an artist. You're a creative. You're a healer. You're a light worker. Starseed light being. You have unique perception, unique talents and gifts. Share that with yourself, with those around you, with different groups, online, offline, in IRL, whatever, virtually, with the world. This is about expansion. This is expansion. Yeah, your foxy self. This is about your time to shine. Share your light. This is about becoming more seen, more global. This is about your career. This is about moving forward or outward in your life, scaling out, reaching more people. And you have, this is about channeling your passion and purpose with the red lily. I just heard the wine is fine. Some of you are going someplace. I don't know if it's a village, if it's a little town, if it's I see wine in the fall months, autumn. Maybe if you're in the United States, it could be around the time of Thanksgiving. But this is about attracting those that are very loyal and stable, but an inner strength and loyal stability that you have now within yourself, for yourself, your life. But this is also people seeing your uniqueness, whether how you look, combination, I don't know, how you dress, how you look, how you express yourself. People are going to be very drawn to you. You're moving into a very magnetic time. A lot of passion, look at that here with the Mars. So you're in a Mars activation. This is activating. So there's a lot of sex appeal, sexual appeal, sensuality, magnetic. You're just the right electrical and the right magnetic. And so you're drawing more to you by synchronicity or serendipity. This is about really getting into that energy. If you're drawn to this soul story, the story of this soul is getting into it. Like this is like you're an actor. Open up the pages of the script or the book, underline the page, what you want to emphasize, and go for it. This is the message to go for it. Be happy. Share your happiness. Create happiness. Make yourself happy. Play with happy. What is that to you? What is happiness? What is joy? Let it bubble up. Put that in your vision board or your vision of the joy. And this is about reaching out into the collective, into the world. And this is about launching or putting things out there into the world. Moving into the teacher role by example. Some of you are teaching others. Or again, you could be a psychic medium. You could work within the occult or esoterically. You could be sharing your knowledge or insight, or you could be sharing with others. But I also feel that some of you are a student of life. You're a spiritual student of spirituality, something spiritual, but you also could teach it. So this is also part of the learning is to go back in and learn. Some of you in school or graduating or going back to school. Some of you taking what you've learned or what you're studying now and you're applying it in your life. So this is a lot about teaching and studying, learning and growing, and really moving forward. In your life. Like this is you're taking center stage right now. This is about you in your life. Doesn't matter if you're partnered or you have family or tons of family, tons of friends, 20 kids, and a partner or whatever, husband, wife, partner, whatever. This is also about your time. You have to put yourself, in the key role of your life right now to some degree, okay? So there is a lot about coming together. If it's working within relationship or on a relationship, it does so going through a nice healing phase. It's a lot of healing where you're now able to take what you've learned, what you've gained to activate this next level of your life. But you're going to be activated. You're moving forward, and you're moving into a time of a lot more joy, happiness, a lot of people that really care about you, that are very loyal, a lot of love here, a lot of value and recognition, and this is also increasing your emotional fulfillment and financial fulfillment. Whoa, how do we connect with this energy? Soul story number 4. Aha, 4. Gemini, Mercury, yes, communicate, right. Share your gifts, communicate with others. I need this, I want that, I don't like this, I like this. Just talk, just share, reach out, connect with others, friends, family, loved ones, strangers. Just be open and communicate. And then you have Gemini and the 4th house. So one way to connect with this energy is part of your foundation is very varied. In other words, this is not about doing only one thing. If you're trying to pigeonhole yourself, it's not going to work. Your gains and your fulfillment come from multitasking or multi-realities, living multidimensionally, being multifaceted. And that's part of what helps you grow in your life and in your business, is being able to do multiple things and having multiple parts, moving parts to your dream or your vision, right? Again, multifaceted, multidimensional, multi-talented, multilingual, not even just bilingual, multilingual. You're multicultural somehow, multi-something. So what's going to keep you happy and is learning and growing and sharing and making that a part of your life, and connecting with others and collaborating, and a lot to do with sharing and putting yourself out there, making that part of your life. And being open to options, not fencing yourself in. Just leaving, even if you're focused on one thing right now, it's like, I might get back to that. I'm not closing that door. But look at this movement. Yeah, lightening up, play. Creating this new stability for you, this new foundation. Even with those of you that are moving, and you're preparing for this move, a trip or a move, or you're preparing for this next level in your life, or you're job hunting or changing your career, keep it fun. Keep it fun. That it doesn't have to be drudgery, right? Otherwise, you might find yourself procrastinating, right? And if you think you're being distracted, you may be just being guided by your higher self or your spirit guides, your spirit team, to find another way. So keep that open communication channel with your higher self, or those of you that work with guides or the Galactic Federation, right? The collective, whatever it is, that spiritual group or collective that you're a part of or work with. And be open to input from other people also, even if they're your own. I just heard patients or students or, customers, clients or sister or sibling or someone younger than you. Be open. Just be open, because there could be some amazing input and insight that's coming in for you. Wow, so much joy here. Joy in the creative. Just being creative, building, something new, creating an artistic expression, making your life in the vision of what you imagine. Creating the world that you imagine, the life that you imagine, the routine, the schedule, making those changes because you've learned by what you've gone through, and now you're in a new level. All right, Soleil, beautiful, beautiful. I love you so much. I look forward to hearing the feedback, how this unfolds for you, how it resonates for you. Just be ready to look back, but move on. Don't let the past determine your present and the future that you're creating. That may be your Soul Insights mantra here. Your mantra is, the past does not determine the present or future for me. I am creating an abundant, happy reality. Yes. Lots of love and light.